this video, we're going to talk about chemistry-based careers. So when I say chemistry-based careers, if you are very curious, inclined or fascinated about chemistry as an academic subject, what are the various careers that you could choose? It is not like simply talking about science careers or non-science careers. To get into a little more deeper in these videos. In our earlier videos, we have been talking about physics-based careers, maths-based careers, and so on. So similarly, in this video, we will talk about what are some of those careers which are typically based with chemistry as a background, which would require chemistry as a major. So let's look at chemistry as such as a subject is basically the study of properties and behavior of matter, as we all know. In fact, it addresses a lot of chemical bonds and chemical compounds. It involves about the compounds made of atoms, molecules, and ions, their composition, their structure, properties, behavior. If these are the areas of study that fascinates you, that excites you, then chemistry is on your radar, and you would want to pursue chemistry as your major and see what all are the possibilities. Again, in this video, we're going to talk about an indicative list of chemistry-based careers. Let's see what do we have on the list to begin with. Of course, the very first thing would be appropriate to say it as becoming a chemist. A chemist is basically who would study the composition, properties, and the relations of the reactions of various substances. And similarly, if you go a little further, analytical chemist, organic chemist, inorganic chemist, physical chemist. See, look at the difference. There are various further deep dive within the chemist itself. Someone who analyzes chemical compounds is an analytical chemist, who would focus on the carbon compounds and their reactions is called as an organic chemist, and someone who non-carbon based compounds investigation is an inorganic chemist, and somebody who's curious to study about the physical properties and behaviors of chemical systems would be a physical chemist. Okay, and of course the next set of list is like a biochemist, medicinal chemist, pharmaceutical chemist, food chemist, environmental chemist. You can go further into chemist as a high level domain and see further down. Somebody who's curious about the biological processes, the DNA and proteins, would become a biochemist. And medicinal chemist is who develops new pharmaceutical drugs and medicines. And pharmaceutical chemist is the one who works on the formulation and quality control of pharmaceutical products. Likewise, similarly, food chemist and environmental chemist. These are the other further subsets of chemists that you may want to look into when you want to specialize. And of course, the list doesn't end there. Polymer chemist, surface chemist, textile chemist, who are very the textile and fabrics related would be textile chemist, and in studying about, investigating about the surfaces and interfaces becomes a surface chemist. And the one who focuses on the synthesis of polymers and plastics would be a polymer chemist. And not only that, there is forensic scientist, material scientist. It's again becoming a scientist in the field of forensics and materials. Of course, these are being used in various industries, a lot of crime investigations, drug analysis, and a lot of other areas. The chemist and the scientist play a crucial role. And the next set of list is flavorist, perfumer, petroleum chemist, adhesive chemist, paint and coatings chemist. See, these are these specific industries. The one who develops various flavors and fragrances, those industry, those are the areas. These are the industries specifically who would require those experts. Perfumer, again, perfumer, fragrance. These are about the cosmetics industry. Petroleum is about the petroleum products. And again, adhesive chemistry is something like the adhesives and glues for industrial and consumer applications that we use in our day-to-day life, or in the large industries as well. And paint and coatings chemist, look at the finishing of the various surfaces, how one should look like, and that's the area of specialization that one would be keen getting into that specific industry. And the furthermore list is cosmetic quality control chemist, toxicologist, chemical engineer, water quality chemist. Wow, what are the level of details, what are the level of specificity we have in the field of chemistry. Look at it, water quality chemist. Sometimes the when I get to do these workshops or talk about career orientation and so on, some young boys and girls come up with specific saying, I want to become a toxicologist or I want to become a water quality chemist. Sometimes it surprises me how come these boys and girls get to these details. So that is the trigger point for me to spread that message across to all that young boys and girls across the board by bringing up some details in this video and calling out some of those specific careers. So as you see on your screen, toxicologist is basically who studies the effects of chemicals and toxins in living organisms, and water quality chemist is about water quality, public health and environmental. These are some of the key areas that one could eventually look into. And the next set of careers are chemical safety specialists, who look for the regulations, the safety protocols and so on. Chemical sales representative, this is a typical career again. And of course the one who want to teach at various educational levels about chemistry is called as a science educator, and technical writer, research scientist in this area, both in public and private sector and various private industries as well. And there's something called green chemist, nanotechnologist, renewable energy chemist, environmental consultant, chemical informatics specialist. So much so that one could get into the details when it comes to chemistry as a background. And by the way, all of these careers that we have been talking about, all of these indicative list primarily would require maths, physics, chemistry as a baseline at a +2 level. The one after 10th grade will have to choose maths, physics, chemistry, and some would do with biology, physics, chemistry, but largely maths, physics, chemistry. And then eventually at an undergraduate level, they should look for Bachelor of Science or some sort of engineering courses where this area of expertise is taught in that subject. It could be BSc chemistry as a major, and eventually some of these would have specializations only at a post-graduation level, and very few will have a specialization at an undergraduation level, especially in India. When you look at outside India, abroad education, a majority of them you may find it at an undergraduate level as a specialization being offered, but largely across the board, the specialization into the specific area of chemistry would be offered at a master's level. So take heed and plan it accordingly. Do your due diligence, talk to your counselor, mentor, and do the research of find out what are the possible college locations those are offering in which country and so on. And the next set of list is chemical safety officer. This is about the safety about the workplace, especially in the pharmaceutical industries or many other research laboratories. A chemical safety officer would also play a crucial role. And pharmaceutical sales representative, this is again a typical sales kind of a role with the pharmaceutical knowledge. Chemical process operator, radio pharmacist, chemical lab technician. These are again typical roles, and all these roles, all these careers, all the indicative careers that we are talking so far, we have spoken so far, are the contemporary ones. That means they have been there since many years and they continue to be there. Now, that being said, let's also look at some of the futuristic careers which are likely to have a more traction in the near future, in the years to come. So green chemist is the one focused on developing environmental friendly and sustainable chemical processes and products. So that's a green chemist they would be called as. And pharmaceutical informatics specialist, chemoinformatics specialist, a chemical engineer in renewable energy. These are some of the futuristic and trending careers, my friends. So take a look at them, take heed, and do due diligence. And the next set of list is food chemist or food technologist, forensic chemist or toxicologist, nanomaterial scientist, water quality analyst. Look at analysis is there everywhere nowadays. Data plays a crucial role. And nanomaterials, like with electronics, medicine, and material science, that person would be called as a nanomaterial specialist. And forensic chemist or toxicologist related to criminal investigations, primarily the forensic science, drugs, poisons, environmental containments, and so on and so forth. Sometimes we hear that there is some gas leakage or some kind of leakage in from some of the factories, which is causing uneasiness to the people around. So these are the areas that this chemical forensic chemist or toxicologist would go to work. And similarly, the food chemist or food technologist. And the next set of list, as you see, are like bioplastics engineer, chemical data analyst, computational chemistry specialist, sustainable chemical consultant. So bioplastics is again biodegradable and sustainable plastics, reducing the environmental impact from the traditional plastic usage and so on. And chemical data analysis is basically analyzing a lot of data sets and then using it from the research and development and presenting it in a better way, so that these organizations could use it to a betterment of the society and the betterment of well-being of the humans. And computational chemistry specialist, this talks about various um, modeling to understand, predict chemical behavior, supporting the drug discovery and materials design. And similarly, sustainable chemistry consultant is all about advising organizations on adopting sustainable practices, reducing waste, and optimizing the resource use when it comes to the chemical properties. See what the level of detail possibilities that we have. And of course, the chemical safety specialist, agrochemical scientist, personal care formulator, chemical education technologist. Look at it. Personal care formulator is the one who creates cosmetics, skincare products, and toiletries with an improved performance and sustainability. And chemical education technologist is the one who works on developing digital tools, virtual labs, and e-learning platforms, like a content creator. And chemical safety specialists and agro chemical scientists are the ones who works at the pesticides, herbicides, and fertilizers. So these are the various career options that are called as the futuristic or trending when it comes to chemistry based. And I repeat, these require primarily maths, physics, chemistry, or biology, physics, chemistry at a +2 level, and eventually do an undergraduation course with chemistry as a major per se, or a specific area of discipline as a specialization if it is being offered. Else the specializations are for sure being offered at a master's level. Sometimes a base chemical chemistry background would eventually evolve into these roles over a period of time. So depending on the specific area of expertise or interest that you're looking for, please plan it accordingly. As I said, do your due diligence, talk to your counselor, mentor before you make a decision, so that I hope this information helps you make an informed career decision for your future. And please do your due diligence, and I'm glad that you watched this video, and I hope it adds value to your thought process, to your context, and gives a lot of information about what are various chemistry based, chemistry focused careers. And I'm sure if you like it, please do share, subscribe, and like this video, so that it adds a little bit of encouragement to our efforts, and we can come up with more such videos in the near future. Until then, do take care. Thank you.